Hello there, lovely. Good afternoon and welcome to the Lunchtime Cafe right here on Camnet TV, not just another channel. My name is Joe Smarter, and of course, be prepared, brace yourselves for an exciting, thrilling current affairs program as you are having your lunch in that restaurant, in that office, or wherever you are having your lunch from. We come to you and bring you nothing but the best in current affairs. This particular afternoon, we host a man that has been consistent in his own right. Unlike some of his party members or some of the government officials that we have invited on several occasions to come and appear and explain government policies, to come and appear and explain the party's vision, and I'm talking about the governing UPND. This particular man has been consistent in his own right. We call him at any time he appears. I'm talking about Vene Hachombwa. He is the UPND campaign team member. Mr. Chombwa, good to see you and good afternoon.
We're delighted to be here. It's good to be here.
Okay, it's good to see you that you have recuperated well. I can see you still have that scar. That was it seems like a laughing matter, but it is serious. You still have that scar, and we can see that that's the experience that you had in Kanyama. But the question that I have, together with my viewers out there, is the UPND having invites?
No. There are no invites. We're a very peaceful, political party. And though I don't love to talk about what happened, but because it's on the public domain, the fact is, we still have a few people that feel uncomfortable with, its own members, and they feel the best way is to go the PF route of attacking people. But I think the president has made it very clear, colleagues, that we must allow every citizen to operate in their country, because this is our country, all of us. So what happened to us, it has been condemned by everybody, of course, and this is not the position of the party. This is not the position of UPND, and the people who did that, they were not sent by the party, but by an individual. So for me, we keep on selling the message of the president, because even when that happened, I was coming from New Apostolic Church, where I was talking about CDF and CEC. So for me, it's about consistency, like you mentioned, because we have a duty to ensure that we send the message of the president to every citizen. And I believe that we have a population in churches, and we need to visit them. So when we're invited at a church, we go, we talk about what the president has done for the people. But unfortunately, a few people, they feel uncomfortable, they do what they do. That does not scare us away from continuing to spread the good news of the president. And I want to make it very clear that so those are some of the things that have happened among ourselves, but we're resolving them.
Okay, let me find out two key issues I'm getting from you there, Mr. Chombwa. You are talking about an individual, one individual. This particular individual, I don't want us to mention names, because obviously when you mention somebody's name, they're not here to defend themselves.
Exactly.
Now that you've brought it up, that there's an individual who sent those youths to come and attack you and your team, is this individual, one, a member of the UPND? Two, are they in the corridors of power? Do they wield power in the UPND?
Joe, it's not really necessary to mention whether...
No, my viewers and I want to find out,
yeah,
Mr. Chombwa.
But look, the fact is that we mentioned that we are attacked by our own boys.
Your own members attacked
because, even when they came to the car, I knew them, I thought they are coming to greet their fellow member of the party.
Okay.
So, no wonder I'm saying our concentration now must not go to the attack. Our concentration now must be on the debt restructuring that the new Dawn government. This attack must not overshadow the good things that the president has done. Because even in a house, we always have a few bad eggs. And I want to believe that these are the last ones. And the case is with the police, very active with the police, and the culprits are still online. But
you know these individuals. You know, you are a Kanyama resident, Mr. Chombwa. You know these individuals. You know these individuals. You know where they stay. You know their names. And obviously you know the people that are connected to. Zambia police is not short of manpower. And within 24 hours, these individuals would have been brought to book. Why are we not seeing these individuals being taken into police custody? So is it because they are cadres from the UPNG? No. They are being shielded by the party?
Joe, we must not, like I said, this issue is an issue which is in the hands of the police. And the police are investigating. So we need to allow them to find these boys, because the boys are not in Kanyama now. They've run out of Kanyama. They've run out away from Kanyama. But we are resolving these issues. These are internal issues.
Who's protecting these boys? Is it the same individual
I'm sure
who wields power in the UPND that is protecting these boys from being taken into custody by the police? Mr. Chombo.
Now, you must know that they're on their own. There's no one who's above the law in the union government. And as we are now, we've, as a party ourselves and others, I've met different party officials and we've discussed this issue. And we've vowed that this thing must not repeat itself again, not only to me, but to anybody, whether from the UPND, from anyone, because this is not the UPND that we know.
But how safe is the opposition? If you, a member of the UPND who is in the presidential campaign team, presidential campaign team, who is closer to the president himself of the Republic of Zambia, can be attacked like that, how safe is Jackson Silabwe? How safe is Mama Shalakateka? How safe is Sapiva Scotta? How safe is Sean Tembo from your cadres? If you, a member of the UPND, can be attacked.
No. This is an inside. It's an inside work. It does not affect the neighbor.
But you are governing. You are governing.
Listen. The fact is that number one, let's not spend so much time talking about it. We shall overshadow.
No, we need to exhaust this issue.
Yes. So I'm closing now by saying, if you're married, are you married? I don't know if you're married, but if you're married, even in our homes we do differ. But now it must not, the neighbor must not start saying no. But no. Those are internal issues, and as a party, we have resolved, right? And also, the police are doing their part to ensure that this case is closed by bringing those colleagues to book, because no one will favor them, and no one is favoring them now.
Before you reported this matter to the police, did you report it to the party secretariat? Did you report it to the Secretary General of the party?
Now look at this. An assault is not. You must understand that was assault. We reported 3 cases of assault. Assault, aggravated robbery, malicious damage to our vehicle. So these are issues that are handled by the law. Right?
But didn't you notify the party leadership, because you were attacked by party members?
Yes. 2, we communicated, of course, to the party.
What was the response?
Okay. And the party has been very clear. Can those boys be brought to book? Because we don't tolerate the nonsense.
Okay. So what I'm getting from your party, from your file and rank, from your party, is that you, on the other hand, Mr. Achomba, disregard the party secretariat. You do not follow the party structures. You say you report directly to President Hakainde Hichilema because you're in the presidential campaign team. Hence, whatever happens at the secretariat is none of your business. That's the reason why you reported straight to the police.
No. Look, the fact is, when we are attacked, when I'm attacked, the people that can come and protect me are the police. Not so. You agree that the police is mandated by law to protect its citizens? You
can't notify your father, your Secretary General?
Of course. We have got a duty to do that.
A son is attacked. Look, he runs to a policeman as informing the father.
Look, the fact is, this case, okay, it has got an aspect of the party. By law, I was attacked in a ward, and by structure you are saying I don't respect the structures.
You disregard the party structures.
No, that's not true. I reported to the ward chairman in the area where I was attacked.
Was the MP of the area aware that you were attacked?
I don't know. I don't know.
Who's fighting you, Mr. Chombo?
I don't know. But now look at.
Who's fighting you? Who is this individual? I'm exhausting. I'm coming to a conclusion of this issue. The reason why I'm asking is that you, the time that you are in opposition, I have hosted you on different platforms on a number of times, including some of your party officials, most of your party officials that right now do not accept invitations to come because they say they are busy. They do not respond to our text messages. They do not want to come and explain the party policies of the UPND. Reasons best known to them. However, you on the other hand, Mr. Chomba, in opposition, you said the Patriotic Front was violent, and yet the UPND were ever on the receiving end. They were the victims. Fast forward to 2024, your own party cadres attack you. I can see that scar is still visible. I don't know how many stitches you sustained. You almost lost your life. One of the people that was attacked with you looked like he was bitten by a swarm of bees. His face was swollen. We couldn't even recognize him. By your fellow party members, you said the UPND is a non-violent party. But this is happening under your watch as the UPND.
Let us conclude this matter.
As we conclude, yes.
When we spend so much time talking about, this will not, bring food on the people's table. People need, like you've said, we need to discuss pertinent issues that have been happening in the country. The debt restructuring, the high cost of living, what the new Dawn government is doing, all those. No wonder I'm in the presidential campaign team. Even during my attack, I was attacked after, going to church explaining the same things. So, I said in the opposition, now the fact is, our leader, the president, has made it very clear on the issues of violence. Right? Remember that olovana panyumba, there's always this one who is got this behavior. But truth is, our party does not support violence, number one. Number two, the president's directive on crime is very clear. Anybody who commits crime, despite of their level in the political party, do not represent the party. So, the boys that did what they did, they were not representing the party. They were representing the interest of an individual. But now, for me...
So they were sponsored to come and attack.
Exactly. For me...
By an official of the UPND.
For me, we must not drag the party into this nonsense.
But that official that you are referring to belongs
this
to
is
the
a nonsense.
UPND.
Let us put away the party. No wonder, when I was told to comment on the sermon that happened on the Copper Bill, I said, can we not mix the church with an individual? Because I'm an elder in my church. I'm giving you a very good example. I'm a church elder where I come from, in Kanyama. Then I commit a crime. The police, they decided to call me. Do I go there in my capacity as a church elder or as Vene Hachomba? So there is Vene Hachomba here. There is Vene Hachomba also a church elder. So when I'm
your party, your church members, SDA in Kanyama will say, our elder, Mr. Vene Hachomba, has been summoned to go to police.
Exactly.
And you live amongst the community.
That's
so you can't say on Sabbath, on Saturday, you are an elder. On Monday, you are a politician. You can lie and say whatever you want to say.
So are you telling me that when you go home, you're also a journalist?
Yes.
Your wife, you're a journalist?
Yes. Whatever I communicate to her is factual.
You went away.
Verified,
Let us tell you. As we are married, when I'm home, I'm not a politician. My wife will not address me as honorable. I'm honey, I'm sweetie, I'm whatever it's called, because I'm home. So we need to differentiate an individual who has got different areas of interest. When I'm at church, I'm called elder. when I'm in the political scene, I'm comrade.
Why are you, as the UPND, why are you in a tendency of contradicting yourself? I heard your member here, who is also in the presidential campaign team, I call him Father Ambassador Frank Waja, who sat in that very seat that you're seated on, and he said, if you make a statement as a priest or as a man of God, you are making it in a place of authority, because even as you leave the pulpit, you are still a priest. Even as you are summoned to the police, you are still a priest. That doesn't suspend your title of being a priest. You, on the other hand, you are saying, if you make a statement in your individual capacity, whether you are an elder, whether you are a member of parliament, whether you are a councillor, you make it as Bene Hachombwa.
Yes.
Those are just titles.
No, it's look. It's about.
Why are you contradicting yourself? From the same camp, from the same political party.
I'm not here to talk about Frank.
But he is from your camp.
Yes, but my point is, you need to understand one thing here.
Put it into context then.
It's just nature.
To?
I've told you that when you are home as an individual, your children will not call you a journalist or community. They'll call you daddy. But the fact is that the title of journalist has not died. It's just the area where you are, right? Mm-hmm. When you are at church, if you're a deacon, you'll be a deacon. Mm-hmm. Here, if you're a manager, you're a manager. This is how we should distinguish these things. No wonder, look, when the president came on and issued a statement and said, people that are committing crime in the name of the party are on their own, he knew what he meant. That people must separate the party from their criminal activities. So if you go and get money from the market, the president has given a directive to say, not to require anyone to collect money apart from the council. You go and get, and then in my number, we still report that by UPND never send them to market. It is wrong.
Why didn't we get a statement from first of all, let me start with the district. Lusaka district didn't respond to your, for instance, your attack. Lusaka province didn't say anything regarding your attack.
Are you sure?
The national youth chairperson, Mr. Gilbert Iswaniso, aka General Mosquito, didn't issue a statement regarding your attack. We are moving on from there. I'm trying to put this into context.
I want to correct you that I think the province responded.
He held the press briefing. You're talking about Anderson Banda.
Number two.
He held the press briefing.
Look, I had a meeting with the National Youth Chairman. We discussed these things.
What did you resolve?
Those are the bedroom issues.
What did you resolve? Because we didn't see any statement coming from you by this one in the public.
Statements for what? This is what we are saying.
There's violence in your party.
No, there's no violence. It's just an individual. It's just an individual.
As party members, you are hurting yourself.
There's no violence, Joe.
How safe is this country under I want to find out. No, I want to find out. How safe is this country?
I've made
if you're hurting yourselves.
Joe, even if you're married, you understand that even in your own bedroom, you do fight sometimes. It's just normal. Now, does it mean that because so it means the members must be scared to say Nangawaja? That's just nature of human beings. But now,
violence shouldn't be tolerated, Mr. Chombo.
No wonder.
Are you encouraging violence in marriages?
No. I'm just giving you, it's an example.
Okay.
Can we, look, we spent more than 20 minutes discussing
Let's move on. Let's move on, Mr. Chombo. Let's move on. Let's go to the Copper Belt. There have been allegations coming from Chingola that some of your party officials are using the CDF vehicle in Chingola constituency, and I hope Honorable Chipoka Mulenga can respond to this as well, though he doesn't pick up our cause. In Chingola constituency, the CDF vehicle is being used not for constituency purposes, but to harass the Jerabos that your party officials have been told to be paying monies. The Jerabos were told that your party wanted to drill boreholes. They should pay 300,000 kwacha 1 million kwacha, they put monies together. However, that did not see the day of light. Who's been eating the Jarabo's money?
I think I don't want to comment on this issue.
This is in public domain.
You know why? Because I've not, it's my first time hearing it, and I've not taken time to call, provincial chair, because I love to comment on issues where I've got facts.
But you know that this is in public domain?
No,
Videos have been circulating?
I've not heard about that. So I've not heard about that, and you not push me to comment on an issue that I've not heard, that CGF vehicle is being used for, we have got a member of parliament. Is it Nchanga? Is it Chingola?
We are talking about Chingola.
Chingola, that is...
Every time we reach to this particular member of parliament, he tells us that he's busy, he's in Turkey, he's in South Africa.
Call the councillors. Councillors, they're around. Ask them what is happening on the ground.
No, we don't go for councillors. We go for members of parliament.
No,
ministers.
you want news, and the
we need policy direction.
Listen.
The lawmakers, we need the lawmakers.
That you are telling me that I don't respect structure, and I'm telling you that we respect our even as low as a councillor. A councillor is always on the ground with the people, and they will give you quality information that you need more than an MP, because MPs are busy at parliament. That's
your party's way of doing things. We have our own way of doing things, Mr. Achomba. Right. Let's make progress. The UPND Media Director, Jero Katambo, in 2 years, 6 months of the UPND being in power, he first appeared right here on Camnet TV, where we interviewed him. How's your relationship with the media team?
I don't know if... Can we discuss very important issues?
We are coming to that.
Because if you know, we are as a family. UPND is a big family. So you not ask me my relationship with the president, you not ask me we are as a family. We are all children of the same house. We are okay, all of us.
Let's make progress.
Thank you.
Let me find out from you, Mr. Achomba, how is the UPND creating opportunities for young people when most of the UPND youths, the so-called foot soldiers, feel left out, they feel used and dumped?
You know, as you were introducing me in your preamble, you talked about when being a constant person. I'm so constant in what I do. I pick up call, I do this.
That we commend you. That we commend you, Mr. Achomba.
Now, you must be aware that I'm not on any payroll, either from the party or from government. Okay? But why am I not complaining? It is the environment that the president has created for us young people that we need to take advantage of. I think that is very important for us to mention. Because when Achomba was a freedom fighter, you remember that at the time that the party was not attractive to people prior to the elections, we came to TV stations, to your TV stations, and we denounced the violence that happened, the corruption. We talked about it. And for us, it is about consistency, perseverance, and those that feel that have been sidelined, they need to check up. What do I mean? It's not about going to the secretariat. When you say that I don't respect, that it is arranged that I don't respect party structure, I don't regard the secretariat, that is our home, all of us. But I have no business at the secretariat. I have business with the people of Mississippi, with the people of Chivolia, because we have to explain. Those people are not at the secretariat. They are in the compounds, they are in the churches, and we have a duty to go there and explain to them.
Are you being fought because you are in touch with the grassroots? Are you being fought because you interact with members of the public in Chivolia, in Kanyama, in Mississippi? Because we don't see that happening from most of your party members. We invited Mr. Michael Chuzu. He said he would come. He never came. He is a special assistant in the Secretary General's office. We've never seen your Secretary General, for instance, going for a TV interview. Most of your ministers don't appear for TV interviews. Are you being fought because you are trying to interpret the president's vision?
I will not talk about who is doing this, who is doing that. I'm not aware about who is not picking up your cause. But all I can say is, as leaders, we have a big responsibility to communicate to the people. Because we need to tap in the vision of His Excellency. The President has given a direction. Joe, Ngatwala and that as young people, we're prepared to take up leadership. This is what we mean. We want to be with the people.
Are the old Madalas fighting you in your party because you are young?
No. I've said Nimolanda.
The evidence is there. You had. I don't know if it's status teachers.
No. Forget about this. This was pure baptism. This was pure baptism, and we said, we continue to forge ahead. But that does not stop us from explaining the good policies of this government. Okay.
Let's make progress. There have been allegations that they shrink in democratic space. You, Mr. Achombwa, are allowed to go, for instance, to a name church where they were black and white, where you were attacked. You went there. You've been visiting different churches in in Kanyama constituency without anybody, without getting a police permit, first of all, without getting police notification, first of all. Then, when the opposition tries to do the same thing, they are stopped, they are told, curfew. UKA, United Kwacha Alliance, wanted to hold the rally, they were not given a permit. Yesterday, the Minister of Home Affairs, Honorable State Council Jack Mwimbu, did make mention that UKA does not exist. A collection of opposition political parties who have come together to offer checks and balances to your administration. They are saying it's not registered. Do you feel the Home Affairs Minister, the police are applying the law fairly to both your ruling party, you, and the opposition?
Number one, the chairperson of that illegality is Council Scotter, isn't it?
Learned lawyer.
To me, you're quite a learned lawyer.
He is a learned lawyer.
He's a learned lawyer, of course.
He was your lawyer as the UPN at some point.
Wait. It is quite painful to see a learned person like him not realizing that what I've been doing is indeed illegality. I'm just popping up from what Minister Mwimbu said. Joe, by law, any grouping that is not registered by the Registrar of Societies and it starts operating is not recognized. That is the first thing that you must understand. Chimofie, why is always school nursing? You recruit people, and then now you want to start pushing for registration after you've already done everything. That is not how the law operates. The law operates. I operate a foundation myself. It's called Chifundo Foundation. But before we even went to talk about it, we had to go through the process. And it is registered. We had to launch it. If it's a political party, UPND, before you knew about it, it was registered. But now, where is this behavior coming from? Where people start up something and then they want to register it later on. So, the illegality that these colleagues are used with from the past in this government is not be allowed. I think that must be made very clear.
Let me ask you this question. Allow me to ask you this question. Is your party, the UPND in government, afraid of the United Kwacha Alliance?
UPND, Joe, will never be afraid of any illegality.
But why is your party preoccupied with the United Kwacha Alliance?
Let me tell you something that you don't know. Today, somebody will call and say, no, why is he talking about the PF? But forgetting to say, but the callers will say, no, from 2021, the UPN talks about the PF. No. Can we forge ahead? And talking about illegalities in this country is not right. That UKA, whatever it's called, it's a group of thirsty people. I call them. Now, maybe for the people that are just watching, we go through, they call themselves, is it Council of Presidents? Who is the previous court? A frustrated person that left UPND in 2006 after he lost to President Ichilema. Who is Mr. Lungu? Mr. Lungu is a man that we fixed just recently with almost 1 million votes. Who is Jackson Slav? He wanted to stand as member of parliament, but he's a party president in Florida and lost. Who is Sawo Imboira left from adoption, got frustrated, left. Who else? Wanawakwi, you know the story of Nawakwi. Who else they left?
But isn't their constitutional right?
No, I'm just giving you a picture of the people that are
calling. But also the constitution provides for the freedom to assemble. Mr. Chombo.
No, I left PF.
But we won't talk about individuals that are not here to defend themselves.
We are trying to compile this so-called UKA and the people involved in that UKA
the constitution
and the
allows
agenda.
Them.
Of course.
The constitution allows
That is now where we were saying they are free to enjoy. And they've been moving around, you know.
You in opposition also had the Council of Presidents, didn't you? Where, for instance, Mr. Honorable Charles Milupi, now the Minister of Infrastructure, who has left his party, is now a minister, was the Council chairperson. He was the chairperson for president. So in that alliance, you had Dr. Daniel Shumunza, you had the late RPP president, you had Mr. Chukusa as well. We do have a caller on the line. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Just can you reduce volume on your TV set? Hello, good afternoon. Okay. Nobody seems to be home there. Mr. Chombo, we are making progress. Let's look at the debt restructuring. It has been received with mixed reactions from your opponents and some stakeholders, suggesting that you are postponing paying the debt to a later date in future, while your party in government continues to borrow. Who's going to pay the money that you're borrowing now, and against the backdrop of you having to restructure a date to an unknown date in future?
Joe, when you talk about debt restructuring and the people that are now criticizing it, you remember it was one of the campaign promises also. If you followed their last virtual rally that they had to say no, Congo is a restructure, IMF bailout. I mean,
but it was the PF that engaged Lazard Ferras.
That's what I'm saying.
That they were supposed to pay 5 million, and yet your party in government is going to pay 45 million to Lazard.
Wait. It started in the PF campaign, right? Now, when we were talking about the restructuring of this debt that we achieved. Now, the painful thing, before I even go into details, is other countries are praising your president. And a few time ago, we were in Maputo, in Mozambique, South Africa, and other people are sending praises to President Ichirema. But you, the owner of the president, you are busy hitting him on the head. I don't. You people.
When you say me, are you referring to me as a person or the Zambian public?
You, the people. You, the people, and the opposition. Okay. Yeah. When I talk about you, I'm talking about the council of frustrated individuals. That's how I call them. Those are not qualified to be president. Frustrated individuals that stole money from the previous regime and they miss stealing.
Why haven't you arrested them?
And people are stealing in a procedure, Joe. Procurement procedure.
But you have, Mr. Achombo, look, you have the Auditor General's report, you have the Financial Intelligence Center, which even shows, look, one of the officials from the Financial Intelligence Center, a lady, I remember vividly, when she was being interviewed, she said, what we normally show to the public, that money at point A left this place to point B to point C. We as a center have detailed information. Why haven't you followed up on the Auditor General's report? Why haven't you followed up on the FIC report to arrest these individuals, Mr. Chombo?
So, Joe, ngati wafunza question tikaziyanga bantu swati bantu akazimbera because ngati unijuliza
okay, we do have a call. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, your name and where you're calling us from?
I'm Innocent from Kayola.
Okay, Innocent, straight to the point and stick to the matter at hand.
Yeah, so now,
No, stick to the... Wait, Mr. Innocent. Stick to the topic at hand. Ask your question or contribute.
Yeah, my contribution is this. The UPD Qatar, they are there.
Okay.
I was adjusted in terms just with that. Around something. Just put in full is get the road issue. 5 big men kept on me.
Okay.
He said that if you want to do that, anything, this is my brother with the mountain, big open. They were going to take you and pick you up. Or just putting if you know issue.
So where was this, Mr. Innocent?
They were fighting.
Okay. When did this happen?
2 weeks ago,
Did you report the matter to the police?
I went at the police town center police force.
Okay.
Yeah. I went there and he said no one to up my back.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I take the court that they are found near town center area.
Okay, you can recognize them facially.
Yeah.
Okay.
They searched me, they wanted to get my phone and I gave them something.
Okay.
That's how they made me. But how these people that people that they are doing that they are not getting people. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was not a cliche that was I was coming from where it was going to Monet. I was just that a big thing. They managed to by living next door, who buy a new shape in the door. Then they told you don't give us a food shape again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Innocent, thank you so much for calling and for giving us that information. It's very important to us. We'll follow it up. Thank you so much. Mr. Chombwa, you can react quickly to what Mr. Innocent has brought up.
You know, besides the attacks that have been happening, remember Makomba on the Tinamajan came, and it is very unfortunate that even the junks now are taking advantage of the same situation. But I think we've always emphasized when you come to Kanyama First Level Hospital, issues of attacks are every day. Majanki, Menyambuntu, Pokawantundrama. I mean, those are not cadres. So if we're going to politicize, every attack, then we're not moving.
But they identified themselves as your cadres, and it was in town, at town center. And when this matter was reported to the police, according to what Mr. Innocent is from saying, he was told they do not have manpower. Are you shielding?
No.
Are you shielding your cadres from facing the wrath of the law? Are you shielding your cadres? Mr. Chomba, together with the people that attacked you.
Look, I've had a constant, like you've said, I'm consistent. We've always said that anyone who commits a crime, they're on their own. Even as I'm driving through, if I find some youth standing on the road wanting to come off with a van, I park and tell them to say, when the police catch you, do not mention the name of the party, because in our party we don't have this behavior. So you must always know that after we formed government, of course, there are boys that were jumping from the crime scene, where the PF crime, to the new dawn. But now my point is, we have new children in our house. Defectors who have joined, and some may not have stopped their bad behavior. I'm just talking about card attack. But the point is, a bona fide member of the party who has been UPND from the word go can never get a banger and attack somebody. Because our president himself has made it very clear on revenge. Because if we want the government, we have the chance to harass, to beat these guys who are beating us. But the president said no.
No, but it should be understood that this country does not belong to the UPND.
We know
It should be understood.
it belongs
It should
to
be
every
understood
Zambian.
rather that
Exactly.
this country does not belong to the UPND and it's not a one-man show. And you need to address the challenges, economic and social challenges of this country, rather than hacking yourselves as the UPND or going for your opponents, Mr. Chombo. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Your name and where you're calling us from?
This is Nature from Kayama.
Nature from Kanyama.
Yes.
Okay, your question or contribution?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. I wish to comment on two things. Number one, the violence which happened used specifically you have said to say no member who can get a gun and hammer, but you need to watch your video, you say you know the people who have by name. But I'm saying to say no listening member to do that. I think somehow we are shooting the people in this. And by the end of the day, we are not going to fight this kind of political, especially in Kanyama. Because you and I know, say, Kanyama, when it comes to violence, it is there. And if we continue shooting them in this way, we are not helping one another. I expected those people to be brought on book and to say punishment, an example given, especially given. But now, since you take it as a family issue and decide to bury it, it's a good thing, yes, but at the end of the day, it's not a good example to the public because it was in a public domain. I would love to know what action is to be taken to those upon those people. Especially on mass media, I would love to know what steps are to be taken in form of punishment.
Okay.
Then, second, I would love to also ask, in the 2 years back, the Ukraine been in power, how much have they borrowed and how are they going to pay back before we talk of the debt which the UPND has pushed to our generation to come and pay.
Okay.
Initially, there's a period given to us to come and pay back, but the point is, what are the major points that are taken so that the money by that time we are going to have enough to pay? Because it's more like political number one. The minister drama so far around the right like a 10.
Okay.
Are you telling me to people that one motion from 1 to 9? So one motion to go to the
Okay.
So what steps is the government taking making sure that we are going to pay back in the period given?
Okay.
Those are two the concerns I want to find out from the owners.
Okay, thank you so much, Nature, for coming through. A Kanyama resident there, probably even know him. You are coming from Kanyama yourself.
If it's
Let's start. Okay, let's start with the first one. Are you shielding your cadres from facing the wrath of the law?
Joe, I've
Because
said-
you confessed you know them.
No, look, I've said because he's right on a point where I said there is no indigenous UPND member who can do this. Okay, that does not mean that those people are not the PND. I mean, vana bevana badvila mu UPND. Like myself, because I've never been maybe I've been UPND from the time that I became Vene. But my point is, we are not trying to cover anybody here. He wants to know the boys are on the run, police are looking for those boys, the cases are very much active with the police, and we shall not withdraw those cases. Because we want to show as an example to everybody that anyone who commits crime, or when they go to for what is join a man, you bring back the old behavior, you face the law. He brought in the issues of, he wants to know how government will manage to pay. You know,
First of all, before paying, how much have you
How
borrowed
much?
as the UPND
we,
in 2.5
we,
years?
we may not have the actual records, but it's not more than $2 billion. But now the fact is,
But you have borrowed. You are admitting that you have borrowed.
yeah, of course, the borrowing. I mean,
While restructuring the debt, your government has borrowed.
now you must know that the government does not run like like you can temper. This is a country, okay? And the country has to continue sustaining. We borrow with a plan. And now, let me tell you how we intend. Because somebody is saying, yeah, what we've done is just to push the Congolese to the next generation. Isn't it?
Literally.
Okay, now, you must know this, that the new PND is focusing on local investments. Local investments, look, Joe, when you borrow money, let me just give you this example, so that maybe nature can listen. Nature,
He's watching you.
Yes, nature, you are working for a company, you get a 10,000 every month, you have a loan of over 300,000 kwacha, and the bank is cutting a 6.5 every month from your pay. You are a married man, you are paying rent, ulinavana, kumaskuru, and you realize that you cannot sustain with a 4.5 every month. What do? You go back to the bank and ask for a debt restructure, to say, okay, from this 10,000, why don't you cut a 1,000? So nikasala kwa kachani, naka 9p. Then you say, okay, from this 9p, I'll start like a business also. So that I must save. What this government now is doing, Joe, is simply to invest in its own people, number one, by doing what? These recruitments that you are seeing, it's not just giving jobs, it's also investment, because those people will be remitting to ZRA through tax. Not only that, you and myself, you recall that the previous colleagues that had the wage freeze, employment freeze, and etc., they defaulted, all those things. What we've done now is to unlock that part.
How are you unlocking the economy, for instance, by load shedding? Load shedding. I want to know how you're going to grow the economy. No. Hold your thought. I want to know how you're going to grow the economy amid this load shedding. 8 hours of load shedding. In some parts, it's more than 8 hours. In some parts of the country, it's more than 8 hours. How then do you expect to grow the economy when production levels are going down because of load shedding?
I was explaining this, you pop another question.
Marry the two.
We get confused. You allow me to finish and give me another question so that listeners can get what we are saying. Wage freeze, employment freeze. Apart from that, we saw the country defaulting. That made the country lose investment, a lot of investment. Mopani was closed, KCM was closed. The first thing that we've done as UPND is to unlock these key sectors. Unlocking them. Now, development, Joe, economic growth, GDP growth is procedure. It's not by magic. It's not an event. So, after we've unlocked KCM, we've unlocked Mopani, we've ensured that we have drawn back investor confidence. Investment is coming into the country. We are producing, we are creating one of the biggest smelters, Joe, in Southern Africa, for your own information, that will produce value addition to our own minerals. That is a plus. That is unlocking. So when we do that, solar also, we're talking about period setting. The government now is investing into solar panels because we know that
that has only been done in Kitwe. How about Central Province? How about Camnet? How about Western Province, which has too much sunlight? How about Northwestern Province? How about Northern Province? Muchinga, Chipata. We are only seeing that in Kitwe. Is it because let me ask, is it because of Mopani? Is it because of the mines that are going to be opened on the Copper Belt that you've rushed to even offer solar panels to that particular part of Zambia?
So what you've seen is just a sample. This is going to flood across the country.
Mr. Chombo, so, are you aware that politically your government, your party in government only remains with 1 year, 6 months?
Of course.
Are you aware?
We have a mandate.
Okay. We do have a caller on the line. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Your name and where you're calling us from?
This is Francis from Livingston.
Francis?
Francis from Livingston.
Okay, fantastic. Your comment, contribution, or question?
Okay, I'm watching the conversation now. I'm actually enjoying it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, now what I've just observed is that the political atmosphere in our country is very fragile. Okay. You find that even if somebody has committed a crime or has attacked somebody, Now, and coming back to this issue of debt structure,
Okay.
actually, I'm very supported with some media houses in this country. Because I believe that there's money that was borrowed, but what I'm just seeing is that people are busy discussing the government on this structure. But journalists are really doing enough to follow up that money that was borrowed and the intention in the purpose why it was borrowed. Has the money really what its real intention of the reason why it was borrowed?
Okay.
I wonder, we're expecting to see that borrowed money where it has went, so that as we move forward, then we can, I got starting stage. But we are our journalists in this country, we are not even trying to follow up on this euro bond that was borrowed for another euro. What all we are doing is attacking the government in this structure market.
Okay.
They are really very articulate in terms of
Okay.
posting easily accountable on their actions.
Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Francis. Thank you so much for coming through. It's good to know that Livingstone is watching, but may I make a disclaimer and protect my fellow scribes, the journalists, and obviously the media houses. Here at Camnet TV, we have an open door policy. Hence, we can tell you for a fact, Mr. Francis, that we have reached out, for instance, to some of the ministers in this particular administration to come and explain we are not a PR machinery for the UPND. As what we do, we'll call the relevant authorities, the people that are in charge, to come and explain what debt restructuring means, how this money was used. It's not our job to begin to start saying how the debt, how the money or the Eurobond, the money that was gotten, how it was used, why it was applied, why it was misapplied. Ours is to bring, for instance, the Commerce Minister, for instance, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Information and Media, to come and explain what government is doing when it comes to debt restructuring. And we have reached out to these people on a number of occasions. They said they are busy, so we can't force them. Mr. Chomba, we make progress. Let's come to the campaign promises. Are you satisfied with the promises that you made? Have you fulfilled most of them?
We're not done with the debt restructuring issue. Nature, he brought in a very good question. And for me, we need to move. It's better we close on the debt restructuring deal and the people have understood. If we move to other things again, then...
Okay, let's continue on the debt restructuring, so, in the interest of time.
I was telling you that. Because he asked to say, how will the UPND manage to do what? To pay, Is it just transferring of debt to the new generation, which is ourselves and DTC? I have emphasized and I've made mention to say the UPND's restructured debt is ventured on local investment. We are investing so that we can afford to repay. We are not restructuring this debt so that when they can go and get a share because it's part of the UPND, no. But the whole restructuring is there to give us as a country, Joe, a breath of fresh air. To do what? To invest in key sectors of government, right? Health, education, agriculture, etc. These are key sectors, Joe, that have been fatigued for some time now. And the whole method, if you don't know the benefits of this restructuring now, is in the next budget, which the minister has emphasized that stakeholders must start submitting now, because in the next budget, expect the increment in the constituency development fund, expect more funding to the bursaries of young people, students at Wonza, CPU, and everywhere. Expect.
And how is that going to grow the economy and help us pay back the money?
So this is where we don't know that in some countries they just depend on education to grow the economy. For information, education also is an economic growth, if you didn't know. So I've told you that industrialization also is part and parcel. What are we doing?
Are you industrializing Zambia's economy?
What are we doing now, Joe? In the past, every meal has been going, But now, there's a smelter which you people are not talking about every day.
We are not a UPN DPR machinery, Mr. Chomba.
Now,
we can't be talking about government policies. We bring you here to come and talk about what your government is doing, not us, the media.
Okay.
Please, don't fault the media.
No.
Don't fault the media. We give you the platform
for
you to come and explain.
Joe, for me, and the president, we believe that the media are part and parcel of government. Because for information to reach the people in Livingstone, we can't make a stage and start screaming in Livingstone. No, we'll come here and it will be done. So you are very special, Joe. No wonder in our government, no one has beaten you people for covering any event. No one has chased you at any press briefing.
No, it's good that you know that.
It's because the president has made very clear to say whether you are covering us or not, you are covering this one, you're favoring this one and this one, because some media houses, not this one, very professional. Some media houses, we see them.
You could only be the only one who appreciates the media. Because
no.
Most of
the president appreciates the media.
Most senior government officials.
The president.
We invite them. They never show up. They confirm they will come. They never come.
So now look, me, I'm a product of the president. The president, I see in the president's vision. In his first inauguration speech at Community House, you heard him. He recognized the importance of the media. Joe, we were not allowed to go and campaign. We were too broken and down. But because you are there to cover and show the people of Zambia that President Hichilema is existing and the people gave us this mandate. That's how he treasures you people. So for me, access to information.
Maybe it's you and the president. The rest of your senior government officials
all of us
do not want to appear, especially on private media.
No. Look, as you know, can you resolve this with your guests off? But I want to tell you.
No, you send this message as you go and tell them.
Resolve this with the guests that have not come here to appear. Maybe because they're busy, they're executing other national duties. Okay, so.
But it's not only unique to Camnet TV. Are you aware?
Because from the beginning of the interview, you've been attacking my colleagues, and I will not sit here and watch you attack.
But you heard what Francis said. Francis said, "Us, the media, not doing enough," and hence I'm telling Francis that he can go to any private media house. The content is the same. Your same individuals that you are telling, your colleagues that used to vie for these positions, they would call us in the middle of the night. They would send us video clips in the middle of the night for us to cover them. Today, they are ministers. When we call them, they even ask you, who are you?
So, I'll not sit here, watch you attack my colleagues.
I'm not attacking them, I'm stating facts.
They have a mandate to execute.
Do you want me to start naming names?
No, it's not necessary.
Do you want me to start naming names? Okay, let me start.
No.
Now let's make progress. Let's make progress, Mr. Chomba. The high cost of living. There is a concern that there is a high cost of living out there. How are you addressing this as a party?
So, watching later, I explain what I was talking about. That restriction, it takes us back to
time. We don't have the luxury of time.
Now you almost have, you need to allow people to talk. Allow your guests to talk. You are blocking your guests.
Mr. Chomba,
I have a point to make. I have a point to make. You won't do this to me. So now my point is the high cost of living is addressed even through the process as we are in now. How? You and myself agree that the country is undergoing a drought. We all know that. That's
some parts of the country.
Yes, key parts of the country that are eventually into farming. You go to Soroi, there's not been enough lands. You go to Kasempa, there's not been enough lands. In Western Province, in Southern Province, Central Province, patch of the Central Province, yes. But now, this drought has affected. No wonder the president declared it a national disaster, number one. Number two, the president has said, we shall not just sit down. He's called upon all the men and women in uniform, service chiefs, to quickly venture into irrigation farming so that we don't starve our own people. By the way, the country is not headed for any hunger, as people would call it. the country is food secure, number one, and we're on top of things. But for your own information, the debt restructuring deal, which is bringing more investment, because we believe in local investment, creating jobs. Through the jobs, we collect tax. The tax, this is the tax that we pay as debt refinancing, for your own information. So the creation of jobs, the opening of KCM, Mpani, ETC, the investments that are coming in, the smelter, the what, all these people, they're not coming to operate for free. So we are increasing more revenue, and that is the revenue that we refinance.
How are you going to increase more revenue when Zambia Revenue Authority itself, the mother of revenue collection in Zambia, is on record to have said that it's difficult to tax the mines? It's difficult to collect revenue from the mines. How are you going to do that?
Who told you that the mines are not paying tax, Joshua?
Zambia Revenue Authority. Zambia Revenue Authority is on record.
They may they may have difficulties in the operations.
In collecting?
No. They may have difficulties in the operations, but mines are paying. Because we've heard this
in collecting revenue from the mines.
We've heard sentiments on the opposition to say, you give tax holidays to the minings.
Don't you? Don't you?
Those are just jokers.
Hasn't this government given tax holidays to mining firms?
Let them allow.
These are national matters, Mr. Chombo.
Let them allow us to work. Look.
These are national matters, Mr. Chombo.
Look, Joe. From the time that we entered office, have you ever heard this same Ukwa, whatever it's called, speak good about this government? So, does it mean that everything that we're doing is bad?
Why do you want your political opponents to praise you?
No, we don't want to be praised. But we want them to fish out the truth.
Why are you so hungry of being praised? Every time you do something, you want the Zambian people to clap and begin to praise you.
No.
Isn't that the job of government? Isn't that the job of the president to address the challenges that the Zambian people are going through?
No wonder we were given this mandate, John, number one.
So why should we clap for you?
No. Listen, you never clap for your father for buying minimum in your house. But now, do not go and insult your father for fancy when he's feeding you in the house. That is wrong. Okay? We don't want to be praised, but can the correct thing be done? Can we be checked on the things that we've not delivered now?
But Mr. Chomba,
bringing in Joe,
are you aware
the issues of debt restructuring is doing this?
But Mr. Chomba, are you aware that your party in government is at the mercy of the Zambian people? Are you aware of that?
Of course.
So now, why are you then acting like Zambians owe you something? Every time you do something, you want the Zambians to clap for you. You want the Zambians to praise you. Isn't that your duty? You told us you're going to come and fix things. Mili meal, a bag of mili meal will be at 50 kwacha. A liter of petrol, or is it diesel, will be at 15 kwacha or 10 kwacha.
Yeah.
By the time you're sewn in, at 14 hours, the kwacha against other major convertible currencies will start appreciating. We are now seeing the kwacha at 25. Diesel, petrol.
Is it maintained or maybe it's going up?
It's maintained at 25.
So that is economic growth. It is maintained. But economic instability is a situation where you 30, 28.
It's been doing that.
No. It has stabilized now. It has stabilized now. Do you know why it has stabilized, Joe? Do you know it has stabilized?
Tell me as we go, Mr. Chombo, we're winding up.
We have a mandate to lead the people of Zambia, Joe. And the only thing that I'm asking also is colleagues from the media to quickly partner with government. I think the president has made it very clear that can we partner, even in the entourage of the president, can we have somebody from private media?
Do they invite us?
Of course.
Does your government invite us?
Of course, because we want the news to be, this one gives their own report, this one gives, people have a choice to listen to every news. That is where we are. That was made by, it was a pronouncement made by the president, and the president is on the copper belt, and we've seen different media houses there covering him. What about that? Even when he goes abroad, we see media houses also there, you know.
A selected few.
So my point is, Joe, can we be given an opportunity to service the people of Zambia? And I want to tell you that the mandate that the people of Zambia has given us, we're not taking it for granted. We shall use it very well. Thank you so much.
Okay, in 1 year, 6 months remaining according to a political calendar. We can only wish your party all the best, Mr. Hachombwa, as we wait for 1 year, 6 months to clock. That was Mr. Hachombwa, Bene Hachombwa. He is a UPND member and he is in the presidential campaign team, talking about matters that border on this nation economically, socially, name it. I have been a host. Joe Smarter is my name. And on behalf of my entire production team, including my director, Mr. Elijah Chifita, and his assistant, Mr. Amos Lungu, it's bye-bye. God bless. We'll see you when you see us. Good afternoon.